two major political experts with us in our studio live. Michael Smerconish, a longtime political analyst and veteran of many Republican campaigns, and Aisel Moore, associate editor of the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Welcome,
Mike,
gentlemen.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, in 1987, this brings back memories of the Frank Rizzo-Wilson Good election, where the pollsters all called it as a 20-point election, and it turned out to be a 2% race.
What about Montgomery County?
Another huge upset, an absolutely huge upset in Montgomery County as well.
What happens to the Republican machine if, in fact, Frank Rizzo takes it? What happens to Bill Meehan?
Well, Frank Rizzo will need Bill Meehan in a general election to be victorious, particularly against Ed Rendell. But the fact remains that Frank Rizzo once again has defied the pollsters.
All right, I want to ask you a question, Aisel Moore.
A changing regard here, a sense of outrage on the part of the voters in the city, on the part of the suburban voters. I mean, Paul Bartle was considered a lock in Montgomery County. What happened?
Montgomery County has historically been a tremendous Republican machine in a good sense of the word for the Republican Party. And Bill Meehan, of course, for the last 40 years has controlled the Republican Party of Philadelphia. Two machines apparently will go down in defeat tonight.
Okay. Gentlemen, I hope we can get back to you in just a few minutes. But right now, let's go to Bill Baldini, who is with Frank Rizzo, or at Frank Rizzo headquarters. Bill?
Well, it still remains the same.
I'm sure you'll both agree, in his own way, with Sam Katz and Mike Smerconish. Sam Katz runs this race. He runs a good race, gets a lot more thousands of votes than anybody thought he would, and he becomes, whether he admits it or not, he is the spoiler. Sam Katz is not in this race, and what happens?
Well, Sam Katz ran a brilliant campaign. He established tremendous credibility and started from nowhere in this election. But I think you're correct. Sam Katz garnered 28% of the Republican vote tonight, and the prototype of a Sam Katz voter is an individual who, if Katz were not in the race, would be supportive of Ron Castile, not Frank Rizzo. So in that sense, I think you're correct.
But is that the reason that Ron Castile didn't show the numbers that everybody expected, or was it the campaign that he ran?
My feeling is that if Ron Castile does lose tonight, it's because of his failure to convince Philadelphians that he really had the drive and the inclination toward being mayor of the city of Philadelphia in very difficult times.
As we talk about campaigns being...
that he finished ahead of Burrell.
Were you surprised at Hearn's poor finish? I mean, he spent a fortune on this campaign, Mike.
I give great credit to Peter Hearn for the courage to stay in this race when it was very clear that he was not going to be victorious. I think that Sam Katz was successful on the Republican side in doing those sorts of things that Peter Hearn tried to do on the Democratic side.
Okay,
let's go right now to Jane Robelo, who is at Castile headquarters.